Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby. Boom, boom. Hey there, guys. What's up? It's Autobot Mike 18 here with just a normal movie review. Perfect way to kick it off, guys. Do you guys like my shades? They fit over my glasses, which is pretty freaking cool. Come on. It's awesome. I'll be back. Anyway, guys, what's up? It's Autobot Mike 18 here with another one of my old movie reviews. Guys, I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm actually filming this review a week before I'm going to upload it because I don't want to upload this review yet because the next film in this film's franchise doesn't come out for a week. It's Wednesday, June 24th, I think, and I'm filming this review a week early. Nevertheless, guys, I'm going to be giving you an old movie review for an action movie that so many of you have recommended to me numerous amounts of times. I've gotten a lot of people who have asked me, Mike, have you seen this series? Mike, what is wrong with you? Why haven't you watched these movies? Anyway, I have now watched some of these movies, and the movie I'm going to be reviewing in this video, guys, is, of course, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That's right, I have the entire Terminator anthology on Blu-ray, guys. I just got it a couple weeks ago, and the one that I am going to be reviewing, I'm not reviewing the original, I am reviewing the second Terminator movie, because that is the one that everybody raves about. So when I first sat down and decided to watch these movies, I said to myself, I gotta pick the one everyone loves. I'm gonna do T2. I'm reviewing Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I actually haven't even seen 3 and 4 yet. Now, I know a lot of people bash those movies. I still have to watch them, and I'm not gonna review every Terminator film. I just don't have time. I already watched the first and did not review it, and I'm gonna watch 3 and 4 and not review them, and I have a week left to watch 3 and 4 before Terminator Genisys comes out. Which a lot of people aren't looking forward to that much. But let's not talk about this movie. Let's talk about 90s action glory with Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Written and directed by James Cameron, who also wrote and directed the first film. He came back to work on the sequel. Everybody and their mother went to go see this movie. Everybody and their mother was looking forward to this movie. And everybody and their mother basically praised the shit out of this movie after it came out. With some calling it not only one of the best action films ever made, but many calling it one of the best sequels ever made. Some people also really love this movie, Terminator 2, over the first Terminator. So I naturally was really pumped up for this movie going into it. Had a lot of high hopes for it, very high expectations. This film was released in 1991. The first film was released in '84, so, you know, a lot of time for growth in this franchise in regards to comparison of the two films. That said, I'm only going to be talking about Terminator 2 for the most part in this video. And with that said, I would like to basically sum up the plot for this movie. Everyone and their mother has seen Terminator 2, as I've said, except me until just now. But I'm still going to sum it up without spoilers for you guys. Now, the film is set 10 years after the events of the first Terminator movie. It is 1995, and John Connor is now a 10-year-old boy. Lives with foster parents, sort of a troublemaker. His mother, Sarah Connor, as we all know, she was pregnant at the end of the last Terminator movie, is in a mental hospital because she has been going on about and rambling on about Judgment Day, the upcoming apocalypse where the machines will take over and kill billions and billions of people. And nobody believes her, of course, even after all of the events of the first Terminator movie. And that is the setup for these two characters. Now, back in the future, we have the resistance of humans and the machines, the Terminators. They have, both sides have again sent one person from each side back to the past to now, this time, not to protect Sarah Connor, but to protect John Connor himself, who is one day going to grow up and lead the resistance. So the machines have sent a highly new, improved Terminator. He can shapeshift into anything, you know. He has freaking blade arms and whatnot. He's going to, you know, he's bad news, let's just put it that way. And they've sent this Terminator to kill John Connor and stop him from rising to power. And this time, the side of the resistance, the humans, have also decided to send someone back in time to protect John Connor. And this time, it's not a human, it is a a Terminator. So that is your movie, guys. That's it. That's Terminator 2. The evil Terminator is the T-1000, and the Terminator who is sent back in time to protect John Connor is the T-800, and both are going to clash, and it's epic. It's an action movie. I was looking forward to this movie so much. This movie did not let me down in any way, guys. I absolutely freaking loved Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This movie was just fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome, alright? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I had to say it. It was great, alright? Terminator 2 is an amazing movie. I loved it. I'm saying it early on. It's an old movie review. Who cares? I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I'm saying it early on in this review. I loved the hell out of this movie. Before I just completely fanboy and geek out over Terminator 2, let me say this much about the first Terminator. I really enjoyed the first Terminator as a movie. I really did. Definitely one of the best 80s action movies. Had Die Hard not come out, that would probably be my favorite 80s action movie. But the first Terminator was so fastly paced and so jam-packed with so many great car chases and great shootout scenes. And Arnold Schwarzenegger was just in such a classic role at the time. Linda Hamilton, Michael Biehn, just so many great cast members. Such an engaging and at that time an original premise for 1984. It was inventive, it was well shot and directed. I really enjoyed the first Terminator movie. I gave it, I think, a 9.5 out of 10. Terminator 2 is a sequel that, and here's what a sequel should do, guys. This is, in my opinion, what a sequel should do. A sequel needs to literally, if it wants to be a good movie and a good sequel, a sequel needs to literally improve upon every single thing that made the first film of the franchise great. That is what several films nowadays have done. The Dark Knight did it. Captain America the Winter Soldier did it. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade did it. So many movies have done it. Some of the X-Men films have done it. It has to improve upon the first one in mostly every single way. If you can improve upon it in like two major aspects, like writing in characters, or action in characters, or whatever, any two, then you've already got yourselves a slightly better movie. Terminator 2 manages to improve upon nearly every single thing that made the first Terminator film so great. And it goes above and beyond that and brings you such an entertaining and immersive experience. I just fell into this movie, could not take my eyes off the screen. I absolutely loved every single second of Terminator 2. This movie is it's got to be one of my favorite action movies. It's probably my favorite action movie of the 90s. It's probably my favorite action movie in the last 20 years. I don't know. It's that good. I mean, it really is that good. In terms of an action movie, it works. In terms of a sci-fi movie, yeah, people will complain about the timeline being screwed up. I think it works for me. But it's also one of the best sequels I've probably ever seen. Okay, it's up there. It deserves to be in the sequel list of films that are better than the first ones, like Captain America the Winter Soldier, The Dark Knight, I'm trying to... Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. You know what? I liked it more than Raiders. I did. I liked it a little bit more than Raiders. But I'm not here to talk about those movies. I'm here to talk about what made Terminator 2 Judgment Day such a great movie, such a great standalone action movie, and all of those things. But as I said earlier, a sequel needs to improve upon the first one, and that's what Terminator 2 did. It improved upon the first one in the area of the action sequences. James Cameron has so many bigger set pieces in this movie. They go bigger with the action. The scope is so much bigger with, you know, the two characters that are going head to head are, you know, it's a lot, the stakes are so much higher. The writing, in my opinion, is really good. This movie is a lot funnier than the first Terminator movie. It still has those quotable moments that you loved from the first one. It has even more, like the addition of "Hasta la vista, baby." Just so perfect. How many times have we seen that done again and again throughout, you know, pop culture? How many pop culture references have we seen to "Hasta la vista, baby"? It's literally all over the place, okay? The performances are slightly better. Some of the characters are better developed than the first one. I actually gave a I gave a shit for Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie, and I feared him in the first Terminator movie. I don't want to spoil anything in regards to who is the protector and who's the villain in this movie, but, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character of the Terminator is a lot more interesting in this movie. I cannot wait to discuss Sarah Connor in this movie, who just completely impressed me in nearly every single way. It's just so many things were just done so much better, and the movie as a whole is just so much more entertaining. The action is so much bigger. It's a lot more thrilling. Even though the first movie, it was so solid in its own right, they just went bigger, and it absolutely paid off. They absolutely took risks with this movie. James Cameron and the filmmakers definitely took a lot of risks on this movie, especially in regards to visual effects, which is another gigantic thing that was improved on in regards to this movie. And I keep getting into things that were better with this film, and I'm going to give more analysis. That's because I'm just trying to show that this is a superior film to the original. And some people may feel differently. Most people agree, though, and I am going to join the bandwagon. I am going to you know, join the majority and say, yes, this movie, I enjoyed it a lot more than the first one, and I'm going to give it a higher rating than I did with the first Terminator movie. But just getting into, again, that's the other thing. I found at least one problem I had with the first Terminator movie. I really can't, I thought about it long and hard. I can't find a flaw with this movie. I really can't. If I had to complain about one thing, I'll say this much. The first 15 minutes of the movie, I'm like, don't tell me this is going to be another Taken 2. Just a rehash of what we've already seen. But the filmmakers, James Cameron's script completely throws you a curveball and says, listen, we're not making the same movie here. We're changing this up. We're changing this aspect up a bit. We're changing that up. Okay, we're gonna add in this incredibly tense subplot somewhere within the second, third act of the film to further give our characters something to do, and it fits so damn well in this movie. Oh my god, so many great things about Terminator 2. Now getting into everything I loved, again, that's what the first 15 minutes felt like a rehash. That's it, okay? And I'm not even gonna hold that against the movie, okay? I'll forgive that, all right? But then they just completely changed things up and they made things different, and that's why I applaud this movie. Now, I want to just discuss everything that makes this just such a stronger movie and just such a great sequel, which is why I ultimately love Terminator 2. I want to discuss the characters. I actually really felt connected to these characters, and I did with the first movie. I cared for Kyle Reese and that relationship, even though that was really rushed in the first movie. I bought it, alright? I bought that relationship between him and Sarah Connor. This movie, the last movie, Sarah Connor, I was like, alright, she's cool, you know, she's very frail, she's very quiet, and she's not used to this world. That's why she's, you know, not used to things in general. This movie shows us a completely different side of her. She's got to be one of the most badass female characters we've ever seen in the history of cinema. That is why I love the character of Sarah Connor so much in this movie. She's so hardened. She's muscular. She's a badass in this movie. She is just so torn apart because the events of the first one, they affected her so much in this movie, and they did such a great job of showing how much those events of the first film affected her, and they did just an amazing job portraying that, thus leading her to be a lot more harder. And there is one shot, she's on a videotape, and she just flips a switch. She loses it. She is so good in that videotape. It's amazing. I appreciate the character of Sarah Connor so much more. She kicks so much ass in this movie, and she wears awesome tank tops that make her look pretty damn attractive the whole time while doing it. Good job, Linda Hamilton. Good job, Sarah Connor. Okay. Arnold Schwarzenegger's character of the Terminator. Yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger is back. It's so awesome that they brought him back for this movie. But of course, this series isn't what it would be probably if it didn't have Arnold. But he just fits these roles so perfectly, just playing this robotic cyborg who just is, for the majority, devoid of emotions. And the film takes a lot of turns and does things differently in regards to emotions and cyborgs. And that's all I'm going to say without spoiling anything. But the end of this movie is pretty damn sad, okay? And it worked for me, alright? The relationship between him and John Connor worked pretty damn well. Arnold Schwarzenegger is amazing. He delivers the way he delivers those one-liners is just freaking perfect, guys. Okay, Robert Patrick as the T-1000. Holy shit! This is possibly one of the best movie villains of all time. Now, he really doesn't say much, and he doesn't need to say much. He is so menacing in his own right, does so many unexpected things that just completely throw the audience off balance and just make us say, what the hell just happened? I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he just shapeshifted into that. Not only, and I'll talk more about this later, are the visual effects just utterly mind-blowing in this movie. It's so amazing that they spent so much on the CGI in this movie, and it looks so damn good. I mean, it compares to movies, and it's possibly even better than some movies we get today. It really does. I mean, it blew me away, guys. But he is just so threatening. This movie, like, the first Terminator, yes, was a ruthless villain in the first movie. Pursued these characters to no end, just completely, you know, threw up barriers for them throughout the entire route. That is the same thing that Robert Patrick's T-1000 does in Terminator 2, and I loved every single second of it. His physical abilities is just what sold it for me in this movie. He does so many badass, just freaking cool things. He is just freaking cool. That is the word to describe it. He's threatening, he's menacing with his actions, and it just absolutely freaking pays off to a T. I love the character of the T-1000. It is just so badass. Freaking sword arms and just shape-shifted back and all this shit. It's so freaking amazing to watch this unfold on the movie screen. Would have loved to have seen this when it came out. The action scenes are yet again incredibly well choreographed. The stunt work is very good, even though there is one shot where there's a chase scene. You could blatantly see that there's stunt actors for Arnold and for Edward Furlong, who played John Connor, young John Connor. I don't care. I'll let that slide. I love this movie too much. But the action is bigger, it's better, it's broader. You know, we got characters jumping off freaking cars. Arnold Schwarzenegger firing away at the T-1000. Okay, just characters ripping each other apart. The freaking scene at the mental hospital is probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. Not only is it very slow building, but it slow builds that tension. It keeps building and building and building. You're like, where's the T-1000? Where's the T-800? When are they going to come in? When are they going to clash? When both of them meet in that mall early on in the movie, blew my mind. I lost it. The score is yet again incredible, guys. As always, just the dun 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 dun. Perfect theme song. Perfect theme song for these movies. The script is a lot more humorous. The stakes are higher. I love some of the decisions the characters make. Sarah Connor going to, you know, finish off business. You know, and prevent things from happening in the future, somewhere in the third act of the movie. I love that. Great plot points they had here. You know, the tension was high, the risk was high. The characters were always impelled because of the T-1000. I'm literally going out of order, and this review is so incohesive, and it's just like all over the place because I'm just fanboying out at this point, guys. Just bear with me. I'm sorry, but I love this movie to death. I'm trying to think. Did I mention everything that I loved about it? I think I got everything. It just blew me away. It's exhilarating. It's exciting. It wowed me. It is just non-stop fun, and it's what a sci-fi action film should be. Just absolutely fun to watch. Has a great story, great characters, threatening characters. The action is so well directed. Great shots and movement and everything. James Cameron, amazing job. Props to you. Thank you so much for giving us a sequel that just holds up and just is so much better than the first movie. I'm going high with my rating for this, guys. I love Terminator 2. I'm going 10 out of 10. I got it. I got to do it. A+, Terminator 2, one of the best action movies ever made, one of the best sequels ever made. Just such an exciting, exhilarating action movie. That literally does not turn off. It is constant. It just keeps going and just blows you away with every big action sequence and chase scene, and it's just perfect. I love Terminator 2. Guys, what did you guys think of Terminator 2? Let me know down below in the comments. Are you a big fan of it as I am? What are your thoughts on the first movie? And also let me know your thoughts on on 3 and 4 as well. And let me know if you're looking forward to Terminator Genisys as well. I thank you guys so much for watching. I apologize for the fact that this review is so long, but I had so much to brave about this movie. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.